50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 300. Day is February the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. 2024. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, as always, is our NBA guru, my partner in crime, Elvis. So, Costa E, how you doing today? How was the snowstorm? Everything good?
Yeah, everything good. You know, shoveled the crib out front, got the car out, nice, easy money. Happy Valentine's Day to all the people out there, all the loved ones and whatnot. Beautiful day, by the way, after the snowstorm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say light snowstorm, Dill. Dill, we got a Super Bowl to talk about now.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Let's
the
break it down.
snowstorm, real quick, the snowstorm, they said it was like 8-10 inches. That shit died out real quick. Thankfully, today we have a nice...
I wouldn't say real quick, Dill, but it definitely
Oh.
died down. I definitely
Yeah.
more than I expected, more than we got in recent years. That's all.
Road's clear. Everything's good. Glad everything was good. You got the day off yesterday. But yeah, Super Bowl 58 in the books. The Chiefs repeat for the first time since the Patriots back in 03-04. I mean, what a game it was. 25-22. Little slow of a start, I would say. First half kind of, feeling each other out a little bit. But, I heard a lot of people and reading a lot of things online. They didn't think it was a good Super Bowl. I might be in a minority, but I thought the second half and overtime was an instant classic. Let me get your thoughts, What'd you think of Super Bowl 58?
Me personally, yeah, I agree with you. It did start a little slow, Dill, but overall, from a fan perspective, the first half slow, but second half, like you said, second half OT was just flat out amazing. It was a great defensive battle. We got, basically two sides. You got a great defensive battle in the first half and a kind of, more offensive scheme-wise in the second half. Both coaches going out there, developing some plays, Shanahan with the long drives, Andy Reid trying to get something done with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Kelce had a huge second half deal. So it was just a tale of two halves.
Mhm.
Definitely was I could see why, like the daily NFL fan enjoy the game, and then just the people that just be coming around whatnot, they'd be like, "Oh, this game sucks." To me, it was a phenomenal game. There, what more can we ask for? We witnessed a second overall overtime Super Bowl in NFL history. To me, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was spectacular, and for them to go down and, I know a lot of people didn't know the overtime rules, saying you left him. It was a new game. It was a new game. It didn't matter how many minutes, but they should have. We'll get to overtime in a minute because I want to get your thoughts. I thought it was very odd. I knew the overtime rules. I don't know about you, but it was very odd that Shanahan, and he's sticking by it after the game. He said, I'm going to stand by my decision to get the ball. And I truly don't know. I was sitting on the couch like, damn, I wouldn't have taken the ball because my thought process on it is you defer. And a lot of people were like, oh, their defense was tired. I mean, they had a commercial break. They had the overtime coin toss. Like they got their rest back a little, not fully, but a little. So I didn't think that was a valid reason. But the reason I guess I would go second and defer the ball is because regardless of what Patrick Mahomes does, then you know what to do. If they kick three or if they score a touchdown, you know what you have to do. Only kicking three really ruined the game, and then Patrick Mahomes goes down and obviously scores a touchdown to, of course, a guy who the Jets let go, and Mecole Hardman, shout out him. But, what are your thoughts on, 49ers coming out after the game saying they didn't know the overtime rule? What would you do? Like, I really want to know because we haven't talked about this.
Dill, personally, I'm not going to fault the 49ers for their decision. Dill, one thing I can honestly say is that defense was gas, especially in the second half, those long drives by Patty Mahomes and that offense. Dill, we just saw that defense before overtime trying to hold Kansas City Chiefs just to a field goal, and they able to do that with 6 seconds left. Kansas City marched down the field 75 yards still, ended up kicking a field goal at they were at the 4 or 5 yard line. You
Yeah.
know, that defense was gas. I understand a lot of people are questioning the decision of, receiving the ball at that very moment, but at the end of the day, you can't put that defense back on the field. If it's one thing to know, but one thing is certain, though, that defense was gas, and they probably would have let a touchdown anyway. I understand you give Brock Purdy 4 downs to answer, to match, to score, possibly even go up two, but they'll. One thing that's concerning to me is what Cal Shanahan said in the press game. He said, we just wish that we would have got in there and got the touchdown, never gave Patrick Mahomes the chance. Hey, you score a touchdown, Chiefs still get the ball, they get a chance.
That's my
They changed.
problem. They didn't
They
know the rules.
and that's the problem. That they didn't know the rules. That's what it comes down to. One team was prepared for the rules because you saw Chris Jones come out and said in the press game, "Oh, if they would have got the ball, they would have scored. We would have scored. We would have went for two for the game
To win. Yeah.
So they already knew for 2 weeks, a week in advance, if the game's going overtime, we're gonna let them get the ball first. We're gonna go, and then we're gonna go for two to win the game.
And I love Kyle Shanahan, and I've praised him all season. He's one of the greatest offensive minds in the game. But this is a coaching error. You need to prepare your guys. It's not their responsibility to know. It is your responsibility, and he didn't prepare them for that.
No, absolutely, though. You're right about that, though. But one thing I could say is it doesn't really matter just because they got 3.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
if
right.
they score a touchdown, and then, the Chiefs, score a touchdown as well and then get the 2-point conversion, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of a different story, but it doesn't really matter just because they couldn't get the stop. Anyway, they lost on the 2-point conversion, but at the end they couldn't put to me, in my opinion, they couldn't put that defense right back on the field after Patty Mahomes just marched down the field.
Yeah, no, I don't think they could have done that either. But yeah, very unfortunate how it ended. But first half, I thought defenses, they were flying around, especially, say what you want about the Chiefs. I thought Steve Spagnuolo put up an amazing game plan against Brock Purdy in that offense. And it felt like they were just flying, like Chris Jones was a menace the whole game. He got pressure literally, I felt like every play. Snead, he's an upcoming free agent. We won't really play that game right now, but they have to lock him up. I mean, he's really developed into one of the best corners. And they remind me low key of the Jets, where they could send 4. Yes, with Spagnuolo, they're going to put pressure, but when they sit back, they could put 4, or they could send 7. You know why? Because all 4 corners and safeties could play man. And I thought that's what they did amazingly, the Chiefs defense. And after really the second in the second half, they kind of just they called out and stuttered the offense for the 49ers. I don't really know what happened, because if you looked at it, the 49ers kind of were dominating the game. They just weren't getting the ball into the end zone. So we'll talk about this offense. What do you think went wrong for them, and why couldn't they get in the end zone?
To me, Dill, they lost rhythm, basically after the first drive. We saw them march down the field, not march down the field, but it was an excellent drive until Christian McCaffrey fumbled. So that's just like a shot on the foot. And then to me, one of the biggest reasons why they lost the games, Dill, is because that punt return, muff punt.
That changed everything.
I'm not going to say it was a muff punt, but, you just – in that situation, you can't allow that to happen. I understand the guy is just blocking and whatnot, but this is a Super Bowl. You just got to be a little more aware of the situation, though. And to that very moment, it was a 10-6 game. The Chiefs haven't found the end zone. They couldn't really get the ball growing. Look, Dill, I even said it when the Chiefs came out and the first 2 drives were just 3 and outs. I was like, oh, the Chiefs are in trouble. Usually the Chiefs come out with a plan and they execute that, at least those first 10 to 20 plays, scripted plays to a perfection. They couldn't even do that against that defense still. So the fact that it was a 10-6 ball game, they get in the ball, the 49ers getting the ball back, they muff it. And that's how the Chiefs score their first touchdown.
First play.
Regain momentum and basically, regain the momentum from that situation going there moving forward, though. So it just sucks how the 49ers really couldn't get their grits back in the game from that situation. Like you said, Kyle Shanahan losing another huge game, blowing. I'm not gonna say he blew another 10-point lead, but it was up. He was up 10 points once again in the Super Bowl. Though you can't. It's just a fact. So give credit to Patrick Mahomes and everything, though. But to me, the main reason was and let's not forget another thing that's not really getting talked about, Dale. Greenlaw, basically early second, late first,
What a
getting
freak
hurt.
accident.
Yeah, just a non-contact injury. He's just running back on the field. I don't know if he tore his Achilles, hurt his Achilles, but he was lost. He was gone, and that was one of the huge losses in the game, in my opinion. If Greenlaw was there, hey, maybe certain things don't go down. And like you said, Dill, Chris Jones on the other side of the ball, he was just getting pressure in all the key third downs. Like every time it was a much needed pressure, he doesn't need to get the sack, but just pressure in the face, like the Jennings play in overtime. That would have been a touchdown. Chris Jones doesn't get that pressure deal. Ayuk is wide open over the middle. So
Yeah.
it's just so many huge plays that, to me, it was the defensive battle. Yeah, we know these are one of the best two offenses in football. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the NFL. We saw Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy all season long lead the league in points per game, deal. But it was just a defensive battle, and I just appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, real quick on the Greenlaw, what a freak accident. I think that really impacted him. Everyone was flying off for the 49ers. You saw Debo hurt. George Kittle dislocated his shoulder. He was playing hurt as well. There were a lot of guys that were banged up. I agree. I think everything changed on the muff punt. And really, it's not Ray McCloud's fault. Yeah, he couldn't fall on the ball, but it did hit his guy. So he did make the right play to try to get the ball, but he just couldn't get the ball. And the next play, up until that point, they couldn't find the end zone. To your point, the next play, MVS touchdown, and that changed everything. So, yeah, I agree. And you don't really want to give breaks to Patrick Mahomes. And the block extra point worked dividends, because on that fourth down, instead of kicking for 3 to force overtime, that's the game right there. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to have to go for the first down and go for that touchdown, because then they're only up 4 at that point. So a lot of things could have went a lot of different ways. I thought it was an amazing game. And Patrick Mahomes joins an elite group. First 7 seasons in all major sports, NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, all time. Guys with 3 championships and 2 MVPs in their first 7 seasons. There are 7 guys, and one of them is Patrick Mahomes. Can you name the other 6?
I seen that. I think it was like Lou Garrett, Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle's 1.
Mickey Mantle's 1.
Joe DiMaggio.
Who else? It was a hockey guy, I think.
Yeah, hockey guy. Guy Lafleur.
The rest I don't know, but I know it was Mickey Mantle. I thought I saw Lou Gehrig, Patrick Mahomes. And
So the 7 are Patrick Mahomes. He's the only guy in the NFL. You got 3 baseball. Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Stan Musial, who was on the St. Louis Cardinals, the guy on the Montreal Canadiens back when they were winning championships, Guy Lafleur, and then 2 NBA guys, both on the Celtics, Larry
Bill
Bird
Russell.
and Bill Russell. So he joins that group. Most double-digit Super Bowl comebacks. Tom Brady 2, Patrick Mahomes 3. In his first 6 career seasons, 6 AFC title games. He lives there. 4 Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and he's a 2-time MVP of the league. Not yet, Elvis, not yet, but I can't argue with anyone who wants to put him in the category as right next to Tom. I think he still needs 1 or 2 more, but he's not far off, kid.
Yeah, Dell, he's definitely not over Tom yet. I understand people want to put him in the conversation. Like I said during the last podcast or 2 ago, it's not the talent. I could honestly admit Patrick Mahomes has more God-willing ability than Tom Brady. Tom Brady, like we saw Patrick Mahomes on that 4th and 1, on that it was an option to Travis Kelce. He took it and ran it for 8-9 yards. Brady's not doing that. We saw Patrick Mahomes, run for his life and then, throw a ball sidearm 40, 50 yards down the field. Brady ain't doing that, but Brady is a winner, Dill. Can Patrick Mahomes ever get to 7? I give him a shot, realistically, just because the
7
trajectory
is
he's on.
crazy.
7 is nuts, But realistically, Dill, if he could get to 5, I think
Especially if he three-peats. That's the thing. No team has ever done that.
If he three-peats, he has to be heavy conversation. To me, if he gets the 3P and he finishes with 5 or 6, he's to go. Because the numbers are there. Like, he's just a more better athlete, things like that. Like, a lot of people say, oh, the greatest football player ever is Barry Sanders, Deion, Lawrence Taylor, but it's never Tom Brady. But the greatest quarterback ever is Tom Brady because he's not the greatest athlete ever. Like, a lot of these other, I'm going to just say OGs, NFL players, they feel offended that way because, they seen so-and-so play, in time. Brady's just, a lot of people go back to Brady's combines footage still. Like, at the end, they 6'4", lanky, can't jump over a fucking box. But he's the greatest of all time.
He was the hardest worker. That's
exactly
the thing, and that's what separated himself. My question to you, and I guess to the Chiefs and why they don't do it, and maybe they're smarter than I am. They just went back to back. But my thing is, all these 3rd down and 1s, 4th and 1s, why aren't they just tush pushing, and why aren't they quarterback sneaking it just like Tom did? Patrick Mahomes is going to get it. I feel like they're scared because last time they did that, he broke his kneecap in Denver, and they've never done it again. I mean, I get why they don't do it, and it is Patrick Mahomes, but every time you saw in the Super Bowl where he broke out for 10, 11 yards, something that Tom Brady probably can't do, why don't they just go underneath and go under? It's like, as a defense, they're going to give it to Pacheco.
Yeah, Dale, just because, like you said, Dale, he never did it often. Then when he did it, he got hurt.
I know.
He was out for 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. The only injury in his career was a QB sneak. So why do that again? You gave the man $400 million. You got Isaiah Pacheco. You got Travis Kelce. You saw the read option. He ran to perfection.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, he could have. I always saw that to the game plan next year. Like, we're calling that 2-3 times a game.
And there was no way on 4th down they were taking the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands.
Oh no, absolutely not.
You just couldn't. So,
and to be honest, that was a perfect play call because either the defender's going to go with Patrick, leave Travis open, or Patty was going to be open just because Bosa ran inside. That's what Bosa just ran inside for the because he thought it was going to be a run. So he just ran inside. If Bosa stays outside, he blows the plays up. 49ers win the Super Bowl.
I do want to give another shout out. We praised him 2 weeks ago for the performance that he did against the Ravens, but Steve Spagnuolo, only coordinator on the offense or defensive side of the ball to have 4 championships, 3 with the Chiefs, 1 with the Giants beating your Patriots. I mean, and he just got a contract extension today to stay with the Chiefs. I mean, this guy is just he's the best coordinator in my lifetime. I mean, hands down. The game plans that he creates, the pressure, what he's going to do. You just can't stop it. This defense is going to be good. They have some things to take care of. Like I said, Snead's a free agent. Chris Jones will probably franchise tag him again. The man deserves every fucking. I know it is. I know.
I think he's gone. He's a 2-time champ.
But why leave? You have a chance to do 3-peat.
Still, he's a 2-time champ. He's going to go somewhere that's going to give him $140 million.
But what if they don't win? All he cares about is the money?
Generational wealth. He got rings. It's not like he don't, Dill. He got 2 rings.
I know. But, the money could come anywhere. Like, the guy's an amazing person. No, it can. Like, he could get sponsorship deals. He could get all these commercials.
I know, Dill, but a guaranteed $100 million playing out a contract, it's not going to come up again. It's not going to come up again.
I think they take care of him. I think he winds up staying. I just don't see. You can't let a guy like that leave your building.
After basically winning you the Super Bowl, if he doesn't get that pressure. He doesn't get you that pressure there. Jennings walking in with a touchdown.
Yeah. Shout out Jawan Jennings though. I will say on the 49ers side.
Shout out the non-star wide receivers. Hardman, Valdez Scanley, Jennings. Not to call y'all non-stars, but you guys came out big, man. Y'all got the touchdowns. I guarantee you. All these people had Debo,
Travis Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey, George Kittle. Anytime. Nope. Jennings, MVS. Bro, y'all got it done. Nico Hartman with the game winner. Like, that was just amazing. So shout out y'all.
Jawan Jennings had a throwing touchdown and a receiving one. Shout out him for Christian McCaffrey. And that's the thing with the 49ers. It felt like the Chiefs defense was playing so well that it literally took a trick play out of the hat for them to score early on. So unfortunate. Kyle Shanahan has to take this on the chin again. And how many times have we seen the last 5 years, 4 years, because they've been to a couple NFC championships. A lot of people said they probably would have won the Super Bowl last year if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt. The COVID year, everyone got hurt. They lose in the Super Bowl twice now, go to 2 NFC championship games. Like, what do they have to do, you think, to get over the hump? Because I don't think Christian McCaffrey was the problem. Brock Purdy, I thought in his first Super Bowl, played well. I don't think he made any real mistakes. He took care of the ball. He didn't play bad. I thought the defense played okay at times. Nick Bosa kind of went MIA. But other than that, I thought Chase Young actually surprisingly had a good game. I guess he heard all the criticism, but what does the 49ers have to do? Because I know they can't get over this hump, but the last 5 years, I could arguably say they've been the second best team in the league.
Don't go into overtime. That's one. Second off, realistically, I don't know what it is. Might be the quarterback. I don't know. We see them. The only thing I can say is you had 2 Super Bowls with 10-point leads, and you wasn't able to bring none of those home. I think it comes down to the defense, and it comes down to quarterback play. A certain quarterback is going to bring you home in that situation, no matter how early it is. The right quarterback is going to bring you home when he has a 10-0 lead. There was 3 straight possessions when the 49ers was up 10-0 when they just went 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. 3 straight 3 and outs in the second quarter, Dale, when they could have just put the game away. They couldn't. When the Chiefs kicked the field goal, made it 10-3, they could have put the game away 17-3. It's going to be hard to overcome 17-3. No. Chiefs kick another field goal, 10-6. Now they muffle pump. Now the Chiefs take the lead. That all happened all in the second quarter, third quarter, Dale. So for a period of the game, the 49ers had an opportunity to really separate themselves, put their foot on the Chiefs' throat, and they simply couldn't. Just simply couldn't, Dale. And that comes also down to coaching. Kyle Shanahan went 3 and out 3 straight times with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, coaching is definitely, I would say, the number one problem. I don't know if it's Kyle Shanahan. There's definitely something there that he's not doing right. But
he calls the plays still. He went 3 and out 3 straight possessions with a 10-point lead.
I want to say, though, I don't know if it's fully on him or the play calling. You got to give some credit to that defense. That defense was playing lights out.
Absolutely, though. But when you have a 10-0 lead, 10-3 lead, and you have the ball, you got to find a way to put points on the board.
At least 3. I agree. I agree with you. You can't go 3 and out, especially with all the all-stars and talent that you have on the offensive side of the ball. I agree. I thought Christian McCaffrey played well at times. Debo, like I said, he kind of went MIA. He hurt his hammy. He was in and out of the lineup. They shut George Kittle down. They
shut down everybody besides Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Ayuk only 3 catches, 49 yards, 48 yards. Kittle 2 catches, 23 yards. Debo Samuel, I took his over. He went under. I think he only had 33 total yards still. It was just Jennings and the McCaffrey show, really. So you got to give Brock Purdy credit for, even getting to that 22-point number, even with those weapons still. Like, his weapons being on shutdown, Kittle's being hurt. Juszczyk got the best.
Shout out Juszczyk.
Yeah, he had a big first down conversion, the first play of the game. So, give Brock Purdy, like you say, didn't really put the ball in harm's way, trying to force anything when his big, playmakers wasn't really playmaking.
Yeah, 100%. And Brandon Ayuk could be a free agent this season, so they got some
They got
things to
somebody
take
going to
care.
pay him. Somebody going to
I
pay him.
I will see where they do with the DC. Steve Wilkes, their defensive coordinator, and the 49ers have parted ways, so maybe they think that was part of the issue, which I do think at times their defense kind of went MIA in the biggest game, if I'm being honest. In the beginning, they were doing well, but shout out the Chiefs, man, going back to back. They're looking to three-peat. They had the parade today, and unfortunately, like just some bad news straight ahead. One person killed, 9 people injured in the severe condition right now. They do have 2 armed people in custody, so hopefully they did get the people who started the shooting. But it's very unfortunate and very it's just a sad way to end such a beautiful thing. A team uplifting the city of Kansas City, Missouri, going back to back. No one really could do that besides the Patriots. And, it's just very unfortunate. Any words, I guess, on a positive note, even though on this, like, it's an unfortunate accident.
As of right now, Dill, as of right now, no fatalities as of now, so that's a good thing. Dill, as long as nobody, lives are lost in this
One
situation.
dead, 9
Uh,
injured.
so as of right now, one dead. So that's just tragic. Dill, on a day when people come to celebrate something, they're passionate about, a passionate fan base. This is all. Uh, this is all recent success. These are the first 3 championships in Chiefs history. You know, now going back to back, and then it just sucks that it comes to an end like this. Sour taste in their mouth. Like, what are the Chief players are gonna feel like? Tonight, tomorrow. Like, are they gonna be
Yeah.
like, if we didn't win the Super Bowl, maybe this person doesn't lose their lives, or maybe the city might be like, hey, if the Chiefs three-peat, there might not be a parade next year, and that kind of sucks for all the real fans that just went there to support slash enjoy themselves. So it just sucks still that somebody, possibly a few people, lost their lives in this situation. So rest in peace to him, and hopefully thoughts and prayers to that family.
Yeah, 100%. Coming on a day where it's supposed to be peaceful and celebrate, the town and the city, and then for this to happen, everyone should be going there and feeling safe. And in order for to do that, it's just very unfortunate. So yeah, thoughts and prayers are with them and their families right now. But overall, I thought the NFL season was really good. We had some bad weeks up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Championship Sunday, 1-4 for me. Even the first week of the year, 7-16, I go up. This might be a bad NFL season, but we kept fighting overall from week 1 through week 18. Then you had the wild card, divisional championship, and the Super Bowl. Overall, kid, 151 and 127, up 10 units. Positive year in the books for the kid. Elvis, how did you do?
Dill, nice to hear. Nice to hear. We both went positive. Dill, 138 and 129 and three pushes. Dill, couple bad weeks in there. Best week was 10-2. I think my worst week was I think like a 5-10 week. My division round went 2-5. I went right back in the conference championship with the 1-4. I mean 4-1. Apologize. So great season overall. Though. I'm just glad that both of us ended on the positive note. Gave out some winners, gave out some losers. Though, but at the end of the day, we both went positive on the season. That's all you can ask for. So you can
Yeah,
ask for people.
best week for me was the wild card round, 12-2. Just was seeing the board really good. Had some other good, like week 10 went 9-1, week 12 9-2. But we had our stinkers, 1-4 in Championship Sunday. Week 1 7-16, 3-8 week 7. So yeah, it's ebbs and flows.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad we ended on a positive. Glad we ended in the green. So it's sad, but we're just a few weeks away until the draft. The draft, we're gonna cover the draft, and before we know, it's gonna be summer, and we're gonna be looking to preseason in the Hall of Fame game, and we're gonna be right back, ready to go, kids. So it's sad. because football is the mother load of everything. But we'll be right back and we'll cover it as soon as they get back. But yeah, now we shift our focus to the NBA. We got the Masters coming up. We got March Madness in a few weeks. Baseball's right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers reported today. So we'll have baseball in a month. So lots to talk about, lots to keep us preoccupied. Remember how profitable me and Elvis were in the USFL. That's coming on in about a month and a half. So we'll have football.
Well, it's United Football League. Now
They combined
merged.
it. Yes. Good
Yes.
call. I forgot about. Shout out The Rock too.
Yeah, doing big moves, man. I
Back at
appreciate it.
WrestleMania too.
Spring football, man. Hopefully it's exciting. Better
Yeah.
production, better gaming. I think it's gonna be fun, though.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But before we get to the NBA slate, huge slate, 13 games. Quick word.
Gotta love it.
From our sponsor, we are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. Is no wonder why Viva was number one, voted number one hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition with only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry this Saturday, watching the NBA All-Star game, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid. Like I said, huge slate today in the NBA. 13 games on the docket. Big game in Orlando, trying to win 3 in a row. They're going up against my Knicks. But yeah, lead us off, kid. What do you got for us?
So let's start right there with your New York Knicks. The Orlando Magic taking on the New York Knicks. The Knicks plus 3.5 on the road. Dill, shop around as of right now. See +4. Dill, give me the New York Knicks plus 3.5, +4 on the road against the Orlando Magic. Magic last night, shout out Shaq. They retired Shaq's jersey. Shout out Kurt. That was the first ever jersey the Magic ever retired, by the way. Mm-hmm. That just tells you something about your franchise. But, shout out Shaq, shout out Orlando. But give me the Knicks plus 3.5, +4 tonight, Dill. Miami Heat taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Miami coming off a huge win last night in Milwaukee. Kind of embarrassing loss for Milwaukee, if you ask me. They're taking on the 76ers on the road, plus 3.5. Over on the sitting at 225.5. Still, give me the Miami Heat plus 3.5 on the road. They were dogs yesterday. I think they keep barking. They'll give me plus 3.5 in Philadelphia. I might as well know. Dill, this one you might not love, but guess what? I love it, Dill. I'm going to say it. We usually don't say this word on this show, but today I'm going to say it. I might regret it later, but we'll see. The the Brooklyn Nets.
You almost said New Jersey.
Yeah. The Brooklyn Nets taking on the Boston Celtics. The Nets plus 13.5 on the road.
Who y'all getting blown out?
We just played the Celtics last night in Brooklyn. We covered that 8.5. Dill, give me the plus 13, plus 13.5. There's no way we lose this game by 14. We both coming off a back-to-back. We played them last night. Guess what? We're going to play them even better tonight. Give me the Brooklyn Nets with the lock of the day. Plus 13, plus 13.5. It don't matter. Let's keep it going, Dill. Revenge game tonight, Dill. I'm gonna have the iPad on this game, Dill. Houston Rockets taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. I think my boy Dylan Brooks is gonna do a little thing tonight, Dill. Give me Houston minus the 3 on the road, Dill. I'm gonna lean Dylan Brooks over 16 points and give me Dylan Brooks 3+ threes at plus 125, Dill. I think he's gonna showboat. He's gonna do his little pre-game dance on him. I fuck with Dylan Brooks. You know me, though. Give me Houston to lay. I got 2.5 earlier, people, but I still like the 3. Lakers coming off a back-to-back, heading to Utah. Lakers are plus 5.5 points on the road I understand LeBron and them is a little old. They're all veterans still, but 5.5 points is just a little too much. Give me the Lakers plus 5.5 on the road against the Utah Jazz. And then Dill, one of the marquee matchups of today. I'm hoping I'm not too tired around 10 o'clock, Dill, to stay up and watch at least the first half. But the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Golden State Warriors, Dill. Golden State Warriors, by the way, trying to land a deal
Winning
with
some
LeBron.
games.
They try to land a deal for LeBron at the deadline. Don't let that go over yet. He said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." Hit up Richie P. He said, "Nah, we good, baby." But the Clippers plus 3 on the road against Golden State. No Kawhi Leonard tonight, Dill. I still lean the plus 3 with the Clippers. You know, James Harden, Paul George been playing at a high level. Russell Westbrook still coming off the bench, bring you something, Dill. I just feel the way the Clippers been playing, best record in NBA since December. Give credit for Golden State. They finally their rhythm back since Draymond been returned, but I gotta lean the Clippers plus 3 on the road. And then my last play other night, there was a 2-way 6-point teaser just because the numbers was out there. I'm gonna tease down Cleveland Cavaliers to minus 2.5. They were laying 8.5 against the Chicago Bulls. They're at home, and then the Mavericks taking on the Spurs. They lay in 11. I tease them down to minus 5. So that's a 2-way 6-point teasers. Cleveland minus 2.5. Dallas to minus 5. And that's all.
All right. I will say on the Warriors side, yes, they've kind of been finding their rhythm a little bit. They're winning some games. Klay Thompson's been playing well. Steph's been playing well. And I don't know if you heard, but Draymond said it. Me getting suspended was the best thing because Jonathan Kuminga, thank you. He definitely found his rhythm and started playing really well. So they said him actually getting suspended was the best thing for this team, which I don't know about that, but definitely guys record-wise, yeah. First play for me, give me the Knicks. I got to take the Knicks here. You know, beating a team 3 times in a row is tough. I am surprised we are underdogs here. I get it's on the road, but, you know, Magic playing on a back-to-back. I think the Knicks should at least cover, maybe win outright. I'm going to take the plus. I see even plus 4s out there. Started at plus 1. It's gone all the way up. Money has come in on Paolo Banchero and the Magic. In that Miami and Philly game, give me Tyrese Maxey under 27.5 points. I'm going to fade him here in this spot. He's under this number in 10 to 15 games without Embiid. And he's gone under this in 3 of 3 games without Embiid and Tobias Harris. He had 12 points versus Miami with no Embiid on 4 of 20 shooting last time they played. They allowed the 4th fewest points and the 3rd fewest transition points. You know, I just think this is a really bad matchup for Tyrese Maxey against a good Heat defensive team. So I'm going to take him under. Going to go back to that game real quick. The Knicks in Orlando. Give me Paolo Banchero over 5.5 assists. He's gone over this number in 11 straight games. He has 11 straight games with 6+ assists. Paolo Banchero has been absolutely fucking tearing it up. I'm going to go Steph Curry. Speaking of Steph Curry, late time, over 5.5 assists. It's up to 6.5. Still like it up to 6.5. I think we'll go up over 7.5. Honestly, you know, I think this is a really good game between the Clippers. Even without Kawhi Leonard, you know, I still think this should be a good game. I do lean Clippers plus the 3. It's gone down to 2.5 in some places, but I think, you know, the one problem for Curry in this matchup is that the Clippers are, you know, targeting him, and you know they scheme it up well against him. They throw doubles at him. They try to trap him in their defensive scheme. So I think he's going to be much more of a passer today. 5.5 when I saw it this morning, I thought that was a really low number. He's exceeded this number in 48% of the games this season, and head-to-head matchups against the Clippers, he's gone over this in 4 of his last 5 games in the last 2 seasons. So I think they're going to trap him. I don't think they're going to let Steph Curry beat him. And he's going to be, when they throw doubles at him, he's going to have to turn into a passer. So over 5.5, over 6.5 assists, whatever you could get. So lean Clippers, Steph Curry over 5.5 assists, Paolo Banchero over 5.5 assists, Tyrese Maxey under 27.5 points. And for shits and giggles, give me Jalen Brunson over 28 points. He's dropping 30 tonight on the road, baby. Just because they tried to disrespect us last game. But yeah, that's all the plays I have. We got the All-Star game this week, so we'll be covering that this weekend. But any last words? Any closing remarks? Anything you got to get off your chest before we get up out of here, kid?
Not the, just everybody have a happy Valentine's Day. Let's hopefully, we win some bets tonight. Hopefully we see some good games. Kind of love the fact that, we could just focus on NBA now. Sucks that we only focus on NBA now, but hopefully we start reeling in this money now. Dude.
Any big plans for your kid?
Oh, absolutely
Today.
nothing. Nothing
Oh,
at all, dude.
absolutely not.
Absolutely nothing.
Don't be modest now in front of everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to Atlantic City this past week and had a good time. So, we just went on the weekend. That's it.
I love it. Everyone be safe. Everyone have a great weekend. That is going to do it for this Wednesday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll recap week. Maybe some breaking news happens, but we'll recap stuff that went on during the week. We'll preview the NBA All-Star Game. So make sure you guys follow along our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Wednesday and Saturday on YouTube, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. Hit that like button, subscribe, rate, give us a review, leave in the comments who you'll be betting on this week. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.